Good morning, everybody. It's Albert with Orale Homes. Once again, I'm out driving. I am on my way to show a property to a couple. So you're gonna see some sunlight glare. You're gonna see me looking around because I'm driving. But since I have about an hour drive, I wanted to make another video on how it is that I made $15,000 in one deal without any money out of pocket. How it was that I structured it, what kind of deal it was, and how easy it was to actually get paid $15,000, that's right, 1-5, without any of your money, and purchasing a piece of land. So let's get right to it. So this deal, it was a really weird one. It was a lady from out of state. She had a property out here, a piece of land with a old home, and it was a little bit over an acre. I came across this property through a wholesaler. A wholesaler had gotten it under a contract. She or he couldn't sell it fast enough. They couldn't sell it fast enough. By the time they reached me, their contract was almost up. So there really wasn't much that I could do about it. They were pricing it too high. Which, you know, if you don't do your numbers, because this is a numbers game, and if your numbers are way off, you're not gonna move properties. You're gonna start having to cancel contracts out. I can't remember how many days their contract was. It might have been like 30-day contract, but anyhow, what happened was they lost the contract. I still remember the address. Like 2 weeks later, maybe a month later, I just so happened to be in that city. I drove by it. I noticed that nobody had bought it. I already knew the contract was up a long time ago. So I reached out to these people, and the way I did it was, I didn't know where they were. The sellers, I didn't know where they were. So because I'm a big firm believer of Deal Machine, and I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but I'm gonna do another section all on Deal Machine. I'm probably gonna have the owner of Deal Machine live with me, so we could talk about it, and he could explain to you guys all the great benefits on it. So I pulled up, snapped a picture of the home. Through Deal Machine, it populated all their information. I was able to locate the seller's home address, and I live in North Carolina, mind you. They were out of state. So the minute I pop a picture on Deal Machine, it populates the address, and I'm able to send a very beautiful postcard out to this seller. I can't remember if it was like 5 days later, 6 days later, I get a phone call back. It was the actual seller, and this is how the conversation went about. Hey Albert, I received a pretty postcard from you. inquiring about my property in this city. I was like, yes. I actually drove by the property and I saw it, and it caught my attention, and I liked it. Wondering if you're still, looking to sell the property. She said yes. I started building a report. I listened to all that she had to say first. It was an estate. They're looking to get rid of it because they're not moving back down here. They're not gonna want to do anything with the property. Family members are sick. Blah 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 blah. All you gotta do is just listen to what they're saying. Don't jump the conclusion, or don't jump the gun, like we say. All it takes is just listen. They're gonna tell you 90% of everything you want to know without you having to ask them a whole bunch of questions. I know sometimes there's new investors out there, new wholesalers out there that are so excited and pumped up, or might be nervous, and they start talking a little bit too much than what they have to. Just relax. They're not in front of you, not in this case. Just listen. So, lady tells me that she had it under a contract for I don't know how many days. Now that I think about it, I think it was like 45 days with somebody, and they were never able to close on the deal like the person had agreed on. I asked her how much she wanted for the property. The lady said she was looking for 10 grand. Now I remember that this wholesaler, apparently she didn't have a buyer's list because it took her. It was 45 days and she couldn't even close, or he couldn't even close. So that's another thing you want to have. You want to have a good buyer's list, because without a cash buyer's list, you're gonna have a hard time moving properties fast. So, going back to the conversation, she said she wanted 10 grand. I remember the person that was trying to sell it had it for way more than 10 grand. Way more. I'm talking like way more. Like way more than $30,000. Because in reality, I think the actual value of this property was around the 30 mark, and I think that person wanted to get the exact value of it. And in this business, guys, you're looking to move properties fast. Yeah, you want to make some money on the way. But if the ARV of a property is $35,000 and you got this property for $10,000 and you won $35,000, it doesn't make any sense to me. If I'm an investor and I do my homework and I see the ARV or the tax value on the property itself is $35,000, I'm not gonna give you $35,000 because I'm not gonna make any money. I'm not gonna try to resell it for more than 35 when I know somebody else might be better than I am, or might do the due diligence and know exactly what it is. So this person, that's what they did. That's why they couldn't sell it. So she says $10,000. I asked her how much. She said $10,000. So I'm like, okay, well, I've been by the property. I just don't know where the line is, actually. Now, I use an app called Landglide, which tells me more or less, if I'm walking, where the property line is. But the lady, she's like, well, I'm gonna be in town next week. I'm like, great. Is it possible for me to meet you? She said, yes, we can meet. So we set up a time to meet. She goes out there with her husband, I guess another friend of hers. I'm there by myself. And she walks the property. She lets me in the property. She had 2 homes in it, in the land. So she lets me in one of them. The other one is more messed up. So I kind of went alone inside, but she lets me in. We start talking, and I already know what she wants. She wants $10K. There's no ifs or buts about it. So this is what I tell her. I first ask her about if their property has any taxes that's owed, any liens. I think there was some taxes that needed to be current, but she was gonna take care of that. And this is what I told her. Because I wanted the property at 10 grand, I told her that I would give her $9,000, but I would cover all the attorney's fees, which is something you guys have to tell them, because remember, the end buyer is going to cover that. The person you'll find to buy the property is going to cover it. So I told her I'll give her 9, plus I'll cover all and any attorney fees, plus the taxes. When I said that, that lady started to love me, because now that was like $400 or $500 less that she had to worry about, and I was okay with it, because guess what? I'm not gonna pay for that. The end buyer's gonna pay for that. The person that I'm gonna sell the property to. So this is how I structured that deal. I took pictures, took videos, started promoting the property. I had it under a contract for maybe 30 days. I don't know, maybe 45 days or 30 days. I told her it was going to be way less than that, only because I have a good buyers list and I know how to promote properties. So I went on Facebook, and yes, Facebook does about 90% of my business for me on one of those marketplaces. And believe me, guys, it works, but you have to be very careful, because sometimes you may post in a marketplace, and that owner, if they're local, they may have the Facebook and they may have the marketplace, and they may see that you're promoting a property and you bought it for 10 and you're trying to sell it. So just be careful. But in this case, I knew the lady was from out of state. I knew she didn't have no family members around here anyhow. So I was able to post it in the marketplace, and that was fine. And on top of that, I posted it in the Spanish section of the marketplace, which obviously I'm bilingual. I knew 100% she wasn't going to be looking in the Spanish section of the marketplace or Facebook groups, those selling groups. So I went ahead and turned around and sold it for $25,000. So I had it under a contract for 10, well, actually 9. It ended up being like 96 or 97, something like that. I can't remember. No, about $9,800, yeah. So I had it for, let's say, $9,800. I turned around, found an end buyer for $25,000. I sold it. And I know in the beginning I said I made $15K, but it could have been a little bit over $15K, give or take. But it was roughly around there. It might have been over by 100 or so. And the way I structured this deal was I kind of did seller finance. That's right, seller finance. I could have wholesaled it, but it might have taken me a little bit longer to find a cash buyer for it, and I could have made less than 25. I could have made 20 and just gotten $10,000 or so. But because I did owner financing, I was able to get asking price. A little accident up here. Little fender bender. Oops. I was able to get it full asking price, and the way that I did it was I found the end buyer. I asked for $12,500 dollars as a down payment. That's right, $12,500 as a down payment. Now here's the beauty of it. What I did in that case, and it only took me days. I mean, I'm talking probably less than 5 days to do this. So in 5 days, I already had $12,500 in my hands. Now remember, she wanted 10, so what I did, I grabbed those, out of those 12,500, I grabbed 10 or whatever it was that it ended up being, around 98 or something. I'm just gonna use 10. I grabbed the 10, I went to my closing attorney, and I purchased the property myself. That is creative wholesaling, creative structuring. She wanted 10. I already had 12.5. From the 12.5, I grabbed 10. Went to closing myself. Now my property has the deed and owns the property outright. The lady's happy. Obviously, my attorney does all the paperwork, sends out the deed to the lady for her to sell it. There was multiple people, so it took for the closing, everything to be done, it took us probably like a week and a half or an extra week. So I'm 2 weeks in already. But I already purchased the property. I already gave my attorney the money, the $10,000. The lady comes out here, drives down here for the closing. She gets paid. She goes home happy, gives me a big hug, and my wife, and this and this and that, and goes back home happy. Now, the end buyer, what I did with them was, since I did a owner financing, I grabbed the 12.5 up front, paid off the property. The rest, I let him pay it within the next 2 months. So this guy had to give me within the next 2 months the rest of the money, and he did. I waited, so every paycheck, can't remember right, it was a while back, but 1 month he gave me, I think it was like $6,200. The next following month, something like that, the same. It ended up being the total, the full total. So at the beginning, he gave me 12.5, so I cleared 2,500 right then and there. I paid the 10. I put the 2,000 in my pocket, and then I waited 2 months. Why? It's okay. Wait 2 months. You're gonna get paid. If you structure it right, you're gonna get paid. And if he doesn't pay in the contract, make sure that the contract that you tell him, make sure it's bulletproof. So regardless, he has to pay. If not, guess what? He loses the money. He loses the deposit, and they don't want to lose something like that, $12,000. They don't want to lose that much. But if they do and they miss, hey, that's on you, bud. You know. And you wrote it, you signed the contract. It's bulletproof. So there you go. So that's how I was able to purchase a property with zero money out of my pocket, and ended up making a profit of $15,000 on the way. It took me 2 months to get all my money, but free money. Any money is better than zero money. So the family that's living in there or bought the property, they were gonna rehab the house, and they needed a big piece of land because they like animals, and I guess they like chickens and stuff like that. So they were happy as could be, hardworking family. Not only that, I established a relationship with these people, and they're already looking forward to buying another property from me. And that's all you have to do, people. That's all you have to do. That's simple. It's just creative wholesaling or creative structuring the way it is. Sometimes we lose track of it and we think, oh, I just want to flip the contract, I want cash, blah 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 blah. But you may lose more money than if you just do something creative like that and do a owner financing or lease to own or whatever. And even if it takes 2 months, but you're gonna get all the money that you're asking for. So there you go. Once again, this is Albert with Home. Just wanted to give you guys a little quick video on how I was able to make $15,000 on a property that nobody could sell it. So just because I got a little creative with it, I made it easy for the end buyer, and it worked. So you guys, I hope this little information gives you helps you out. It could help you out as far as opening up your eyes towards a little bit more creative ways to wholesale deals or structure deals. Just like, subscribe my channel. I'm gonna be continuing making other videos. I usually make them when I'm driving because that's the time when I really can do them, when I'm driving towards a property or something like that. And it's all about the mindset. It's all about consistency and just learning little tricks in the business that would allow you to maximize your profit. So, but anyhow, until the next video, please like and subscribe. I'll keep bringing them out to you guys. We'll get into a little bit of subject to deals. I know that's that's one that people kind of get scared of, but I love those. Those are easy. Again, probably no money out of your pocket anyhow. So, but anyhow, I'm gonna say bye. Peace.